Look, this might make zero sense to you at all, but I manage a small team of videographers and editors for my company, Two Fly Guys Media, but we are all completely remote. You see, this is my house and I live in Southern Georgia. Most of these guys are in kind of the Atlanta area, about 4 hours from me. Everybody is completely remote and I do nothing but video call back and forth all day long to all of my team. However, I do all of that without owning a webcam. How does that make sense? I will show you. Because today's video is actually brought to you by a company called Obsbot. They make this, which is the Obsbot Tiny 2 Lite, which is a $179 4K webcam, and it's got some AI features and all kinds of fun stuff. So before I dive in and open up this box, I want to just kind of run through what comes in the box because it says that on the back right there. So we're gonna go with number one, we're gonna get the camera. You're gonna get a USB-C cable, which is fantastic. A USB-C to USB-A adapter, which if you're into that thing, that's kind of cool. User manual and a warranty card. So let's dive right into this thing. Ooh la la. There she is. A little tiny 4K PTZ camera with AI controls and all kinds of fun things. Now, right off the cuff, off the bottom of this thing, this is kind of cool because the bottom actually comes off and therefore you can mount it on different things. Or if you want, you have a little 1/4-20 thread on the bottom where you can sit it down, or it's got a flat base. You can just sit that thing wherever you want it. USB-C connectivity. So a couple features we need to go through. Number one, there is a microphone built in. That's kind of one of my biggest questions was, man, am I gonna be able to use this and am I going to be able to have a microphone built in? So we have a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor, which if you see my current setup, 1/2-inch CMOS sensor is a lot bigger than what I'm currently rocking. So that's good. There's portrait mode where you can look all beautiful with your blurry backgrounds. Gesture control. So the way I understand this is you're able to put your hands up in the air and make that thing follow you. Probably won't use that feature as much because the way I want to do this is set it up, forget it, and then when I'm on my computer, I log onto a call, boom, it's already set and already ready, which is how most people use webcams unless you're kind of moving this thing around and really traveling. But one of the coolest parts obviously is auto tracking with framing and customizable composition lines. So for all you videographers out there who really care about your perfect composition, the Obsbot Tiny 2 looks like it can do that. And the last feature that I definitely want to touch on is autofocus, because if you're gonna have moving around, if you're gonna be in and out of the frame, I love a good focus. It knows where it's supposed to focus and it does. That will be incredible. So let's take it over to the desk. I'm gonna show you guys the desk, show you guys my current setup, and then show you guys how this is going to replace my current setup. And I'm excited for it. So let's bounce on over to the desk. Now, this is my current desk setup. This monitor is just insane, keyboard and mouse. But on this side, what I have is this iPad. And this iPad is strictly 100% a FaceTime call machine. I leave this iPad set up on my desk, and honestly, I have so many other use cases for this iPad than be sitting here on the desk. But it ends up sitting here on the desk because I can simply log on, hit that Siri button, FaceTime any one of my guys that I work with, and then they're just on a FaceTime call right there on my desk. And what I really want to do is utilize this tiny little webcam to, I don't know, connect to my MacBook, which is here, that can also run FaceTime calls directly from my MacBook and not have to do with this iPad on my desk whatsoever. I've got so many more use cases for that, and I would love to set my webcam right there where my current iPad typically sits. Now, I want to get this thing set up and then we'll give it a go. When I originally turned the camera on, the tracking works great. You can see it's tracking me now, but it had just a lot of headroom up there. And because obviously I'm a videographer, I care about framing and the looks and things like that. The headroom was just bothering me. But I did a software update, and in that new software, you can actually set these frame guides to track you specifically. So if you watch this, as I adjust this frame guide, it is basically telling the camera where I want and how much headroom I want. So originally it was probably about right here. So it was tracking me, yes, but it was just a lot of headroom in the shot. But I'm able to adjust this frame guide up just a little bit to where my head is just kind of at the top of the frame, just barely. And now it will track me keeping this same headspace. So if I track this way, my eyes are at the top of the frame, everything is just at kind of the top of the frame, which I think looks a heck of a lot nicer and tracks a whole lot nicer than the original. So good work, Obsbot, on that software update. I'm liking this one. All right, folks, so there is your first look at the Obsbot Tiny 2 Lite 4K webcam. I was having a ton of fun with this thing. I don't know if you guys could see just the joy on my face when I was talking to Jared about all of the different zoom in features and kind of getting it set up. It was pretty stinking fun, and I'm excited to be able to use this iPad for other things and not have to always rely on having that iPad there. You see, the iPad has been great, but the iPad I use a lot. Sometimes it's in a cage because it's a director's monitor. Sometimes it's in the car because my son wants to watch Blippi on a long road trip. Sometimes it is here, there, and everywhere. And having something dedicated on my desk, ready to go, where I can call all my people, check in on projects, and check in on updates is super important. So also, I'll tell you what I did at my desk. I've got this headphone stand from Amazon that typically just holds my AirPods Max. It is $22.99. I'll link it in the description. I took the little top off of that headphone stand, and it makes the perfect height for the Obsbot to screw into on the bottom to be like the perfect eye level height for that camera. So if you're like me and your monitor is far too big to mount the camera on top of your monitor or far too tall to mount the camera below your monitor, having a little stand like this just right off the side of the monitor worked out perfectly. So I'm actually gonna go in now and buy another one of these stands where my headphones can stay on a stand, and then this stand can now be for the Obsbot. So pretty cool. I'm excited to start utilizing this every day, add it into my workflow, and be able to just hop on FaceTime calls and just be able to rock and roll. Plugged and play, it turned on, started tracking me immediately. I didn't have to set up anything, and honestly, I only downloaded the software just to see what it was like. So there's all kinds of features built into this thing, and honestly, if you need a webcam, this thing with 4K quality, and the quality looked fantastic, for $179, it's not a bad deal at all. So yeah, if you're looking for a webcam, hit up Obsbot. This is the Tiny 2 Lite, and it is working out well for me so far. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. We talk all about cameras, we talk all about video and just the wonderful world of business and videography. Today's video had a lot more to do with, hey, we're working behind the desk, and a lot more to do with the desk tour than anything. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. See ya.